Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, there's different marking here. Yeah, I think here it is 84 and 85 and then continue over there. Because I remember this verse was done by Mangalavashna Prabhu last week. Okay, we'll continue from next one. Then it is 68, yeah. So we'll continue from 69 and till 79. Okay. So I'll continue from 69 till 79, then we'll discuss chapters 79. Yeah, so this Madhya Leela, chapter 21, the opulence and sweetness of Lord Krishna. 69. देखी चतुर्मुख ब्रह्मा पान पार हईला हस्तिगण मध्य येन सशक रहिला. When the four-headed Brahma of this universe saw all these opulences of Krishna, he became very much bewildered and considered himself a rabbit among many elephants. Asi sab Brahma Krishna padapithage dandavata karite mukuta pare pithe lage. All the Brahmas who came to see Krishna offered their respects at his lotus feet. And when they did this, their helmets touched his lotus feet. Krishnera chintya sakti lakhite kehanare yata brahma tata murti ekai sharire. No one can estimate the inconceivable potency of Krishna. All the Brahmas who were there resting in the one body of Krishna. Padapita muktagra sangate uthe dhvani Pade pite stuti kare mukute he na jani. When all the helmets struck together at the Krishna's lotus feet, there was a tumultuous sound. It appeared that the helmets themselves were offering prayers unto the lotus feet of Krishna. 73. Yadahata Brahma Rudradi Karaye Stavana Bada Kripa Karila Prabhu Dekhi Aila Charana. With folded hands, all the Brahmas and Sivas began to offer prayers unto Lord Krishna, saying, O Lord, you have shown me a great favor. I have been able to see your lotus feet. 74. Bhagya mora balila dasha angikari kona agya hoy taha kari shire dhari. All of them said, it is my great fortune, Lord, that you have called me, thinking of me as your servant. Now let me know what your order is, so that I may carry it on my head. Krishna kahe toma saba dekhite chitta haila tatha tahalagi ekasthani sababa laila. Lord Krishna said, since I wanted to see all of you together, I have called all of you here. 76. Sukhi hai sabe kichi nahi daitya bhagya bhaya taraka hai tumhara prasad sarvatra jaya. All of you should be happy. Is there any fear from the demons? They replied, by your mercy we are victorious everywhere. Samprati prithvite yava eva haicha vara avatirna hayataha karila samhara. Whatever burden was upon the earth, you have taken away by descending to that planet. Dwarikadi vibhutara eita paramana amaraye brahmande Krishna savarahaila jnana. This is the proof of Dwarika's opulence. All the Brahmas thought Krishna is now staying in my jurisdiction. Text 79, we'll do it alongside. Krishna Saha Dwarika Vaibhava Anubhava Haila एकत्र मिलने केह काहो ना देखिला कृष्ण सह द्वारिका वैभव अनुभव हईला एकत्र मिलने केह काहो ना देखिला कृष्ण सह द्वारिका वैभव अनुभव हईला एकत्र मिलने के कहो ना दिखाइला कृष्ण सह द्वारिका वैभव अनुभव हईला एकत्र मिलने के कहो ना दिखाइला वैभव अनुभव हईला एकत्र मिलने के कहो ना देखिला okay. Krishna Saha with Krishna Dwarika Vaibhava the opulence of Dwarika Anubhava Haila there was perception Ekatra Milane although they came together Keha someone Kaho anyone else Na Dekhaila did not see. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Thus, the opulence of Dwarika was pursued by each and every one of them. Although they were all assembled together, no one could see anyone but himself. Purport. The four-headed Brahma perceived the opulence of Dwarika Dham, where Krishna was staying, and although there were Brahmas present having 10 to 10 millions heads, and although many Sivas were also assembled, only the four-headed Brahma of this universe could see all of them. By the inconceivable potency of Krishna, the others could not see one another. Although all the Brahmas and Sivas were assembled together due to Krishna's energy, they could not meet or talk among themselves individually. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So let's read the translation once again. Thus the opulence of Dwarika, yes, please repeat. was perceived by each and every one of them. Although they were all assembled together, no one could see anyone but himself. The interesting pastime actually happened once. So here uh, in Dwarika. So once what happened is Lord Brahma wanted to meet Krishna, and he approached Dwarika to see him. And he knocked on the doorkeeper, Jai Vijay, they were there. He says, "Oh, Krishna is actually busy somewhere now, so he can't meet you now." And the Brahma says, "Say him that, Brahma is came. Sorry, Brahma is came to meet you." And the Dwarpal went back inside and says, "Brahma has came." And then he asked, "Okay, go and ask him which Brahma has came to see me." By listening this question, Brahma was got bewildered. No, I think there's only one Brahma. And how could Krishna says which Brahma? So eventually, anyway, Lord Krishna, he said, "Okay, call him." So as Brahma entered to see Krishna, and by Krishna's potency, Krishna's energy, where we Prabhupada writes here that in the verse, that though there were so many of Shiva and Brahma and Indra, as we discussed earlier, all devatas, they were all assembled there and they were all paying obeisances, but no one could see anyone. Just Chaturmukhi Brahma. So in this in our universe, the Brahma is Chaturmukhi, and we discussed earlier as well in this chapter itself that the dimension of universes differs accordingly, depending upon what Krishna's wills to. So our dimension is different. The other universes, we can see the picture, last one. The universes, their dimension is different as well. And to manage those, Lord Brahma had different heads too. Our Brahma has 4 heads, and as the verse says, there may be 10 to 10 million heads of Brahmas are there in different universes. And all of the when they came to see Lord, it just Krishna wanted to show his opulence to Brahma. He says, when you say, "Oh, I'm the only Brahma," it's not that only you as a Brahma. There are many, many Brahmas as well who is actually taking part in my to serve me. And when all of these Brahmas they were paying obeisances, what happening is their helmets touching the lotus feet of the Lord and the ground, and then is making a very beautiful musical sounds as well, right? It's not just like putting the bells here and that. It was very rhythmic sound, and then Lord Brahma was seeing what's happening here, and he was completely bewildered by looking at that position. So this is Krishna's opulence, how Krishna is unlimited. If we try to bind Krishna in somehow or other, it's very difficult. If you want to understand Krishna, we have to be kind of very much open to see how Krishna does his pastime, right? And in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter number 10, when Krishna explained the opulences, of him to Arjuna, that I'm actually everywhere. I'm in everywhere. I'm everywhere, inside, outside. He says, I'm in the water, I'm in the earth, and I'm the strength everywhere I am. And then at the end he says, Yad Yad Vibhuti Tat Sarvam. So he says, this all the Vibhuti, what you see, Arjuna, it's just a spark. Just imagine, a spark and a fire, huge difference, isn't it? The spark cannot light fire. No, the spark comes up and it goes away, fades away. But the fire can burn everything. And Krishna is saying that this is just a spark of my splendor. So that's how Krishna is, his pastimes are glorious, unlimited, expanding, ever expanding. Even his leelas are ever expanding. So the point comes up here is that how to understand this concept that Krishna is literally inconceivable. Right? How can we understand that? Yes, the Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's Leela are actually is beyond our our material or mental conception. So that's how the name came Adokshaja. He's beyond this material world. He's beyond our material perception. Yeah. Is beyond our thinking, because we are bound by three modes, and we have our limited capacity to understand thing. like I'm seeing the picture of the the Rasa Leela, where Krishna is dancing with the gopis, and it's been described that. So it seems like Krishna has manifested himself into millions as per the gopis, but actually also Acharya says Krishna was actually one at the time, and he was dancing so swiftly that all the gopis were thinking Krishna is dancing with me. And Acharyas give examples. It's like if you hold one of the if you see one torch in one handle, like this is the handle, right? And then this is the light here. If you rotate very swiftly, what happens? We see the light everywhere, isn't it? It looks like light is everywhere. Whole circle becomes the light. So if you stop it, handle is one, light has one point, but when you rotate it swiftly, what happens? We see light across everywhere. The whole circle becomes light. In this way, Krishna was actually dancing with his gopis very swiftly, very fast. Then all the gopis thinking, "Oh, Krishna dancing with me." That Krishna's opulence, how glorious it is. So just imagine. So that's how uh, when Lord Brahma came to see Krishna, and when he asked the question, "I am the only Brahma. Who else is there in this Brahmanda?" Brahma has four head, and Lord Shiva is Panchamukhi, like five headed as well. But in different universes, he has different headed Brahmas are, but all are being controlled by Krishna. Everyone is somehow or other serving Krishna. No, I mean that's how the opulence of Krishna is very difficult to understand, and the only way to understand Krishna's opulence is taking shelter of the acharyas, taking shelter of the parampara. So even Prabhupada says that without parampara, even in parampara also we see different the four sampradayas, and especially in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, the highest epitome is being revealed through the holy name, right? And in all other sampradayas, they are more in all reverence, but in our sampradaya, Prabhupada takes us toward the highest one. See our Goswamis, they lived their life in that way, and they has given us everything so that we can actually achieve those epitome. The only process, there are three things: one is sambandh, one is avideya, and one is prayojana. So the prayojana is the goal, but and sambandha is to establish our relationship with Krishna, relationship with uh, our own relation with Krishna. And to establish that relationship, we have to take the process. And what the process is? Process is very simple, very sweet, chanting the holy name of the Lord with full focus. So Acharya says, if Acharya says that when we take the process nicely and as given to us, we can achieve our goal. So there is no other way. There is no shortcut to achieve the goal. And when we want to understand the Krishna in that context, that Krishna is so beyond of everything. See, the Bhagavatam very first verse says that Krishna is avijñā swarat. Krishna is independent. But at the same time, when we go toward the Canto 9, Krishna says, Aham Bhakta Paradhino. He says, actually, I'm not independent. In Durvasa Muni pastimes, what happened? When Ambrish Maharaj, to kill Ambrish Maharaj, Durvasa Muni invited the demon, and then Chakra came up to protect Ambrish Maharaj, and Durvasa Muni started running. And where he went to? He went to Lord Brahma, he went to Lord Shiva, and he went to Vishnu. Even Vishnu says, that's, I can't do anything. So, Chakra is of Vishnu, isn't it? But he's saying, I can't do anything. Just imagine it's your weapon, you have the control. But he's saying, I can't do anything. Why? Because aham bhakta paradhino. So, because I am actually dependent of my devotees, how it is? The very first verse says that I am Swarat, I am independent. Even I am Abhigya, I know everything. I am independent, I have all the control. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Maya adhakshana prakriti suyati sacharasharam. This whole cosmos, it works under my instructions, in my calculations. Even not only material world, even the spiritual world. This both works under my instructions, my energies. And now he is saying, I don't have any control over it. How does it happen? That's only because of the devotee. The devotion, like Krishna reciprocate his devotees in that way. So I think a devotee was explaining very nicely this concept, how to understand that Krishna is independent, yet he is dependent. So he was giving example of a kite. So when we fly the kite, what happens? So I'm not sure here, but in India, in especially in January 14th, people, they go out in the terrace and just playing the kite all around. So on that day, it's called Makar Sankranti. The sun enters the another planet. Astrologically, it's very, very auspicious time as well. And all the people, they celebrated the festival by flying the kite. And in some places you see whole the sky actually covered by skies, by the kites. So much of kites on the fly. So what happens is, the point is, when the kite flying on the sky, it looks like it's moving here, it's moving there. If you see from very far, you can't see how the kite is flying. You think, oh, kite is just moving here and there. But when you come closer to the kite, what happens? You see there is a thread attached to the kite. And if you go more closer to the following the thread, you see a person standing in his terrace or in his house, in the ground. He's actually controlling the thread, isn't it? So kite is Krishna here, and the person is the jiva, is controlling, or devotee, basically pure devotees, and the thread is actually Krishna. So a holy name. So by the connection of the holy name, person is connected to Krishna. And devotees, though the pure devotee, they never want to control Krishna. But Krishna got controlled out of their reciprocation, out of their love. Like we hear the pastime of Sanatana Goswami, like when he wanted to offer, he was offering only just chapatis. And Sanatana Goswami, Madan Mohan says, give something more to me. I need some salt and maybe some sugar, like that. It's just blank chapati. Sanatana Goswami says, nothing, I have more. Please accept it. If you want some more, today you are asking for some salt. Tomorrow, maybe yogurt, some maybe cream, maybe something more. So I can't afford it. So, but he was so merciful, isn't it? See how our Goswamis, they actually have communicated with the Lord, right? And perceiving that the deities are not just the stone, they are way beyond it. How can you perceive it? Only by devotion. When we stand in front of the deities, what we see, we want ourselves to be seen by the Lord itself as well. That Lord thinks, wow, here the devotee came to see me as well. Right? And we see so many examples in our in the Shastras, that how Krishna has reciprocated. And here, especially in these pastimes, just Krishna is trying to, humble Lord Brahma. Because Lord Brahma says, no, there is no other Brahma in this world. And how could Krishna says whose Brahma he is? I'm the only Brahma. How it's happened? There's a, okay, if you say whose prime minister it is, his prime minister says, I'm the only prime minister of this country. But when you ask the question, which prime minister are you? It's a different question to him. It's a kind of, offense. That's how Brahma is thinking. How it is that Krishna is asking, which Brahma I am? I am the only Brahma who created this whole universe. Though the knowledge to create this universe is given by Krishna himself, Vishnu himself. So, as Bhagavatam says 10 topics, Atra Sarga Visargascha, Sthanam Poshanam Utaya. In their words, the Sarga is the primary creation and Visarga is the secondary creation. But secondary creation is done by Lord Brahma. But to create everything, all the ingredient was required was given by Krishna himself. And Brahma knows very well. And even after creation, after creating everything, universes, Lord Brahma says, oh, nothing happening. You did told me how to do it. I did everything accordingly, your instructions, but nothing is moving. Nothing is, all are kind of, all in it. What to do now? And Krishna says, don't worry. I'll expand myself as Shodakashai Vishnu, as a Paramatma. And he entered to each atom and then started moving. So everywhere we will see that how Krishna is giving his opulences. Krishna is manifesting his opulences through his energies. Though Krishna is residing in the Vrindavan Dham, enjoying his pastimes, at the same time, through his energy, he's working. Practically, he doesn't work. All his energy taking care of everything. Like Lord Brahma take creations, the pastime of creation, and the Lord Shiva does the destructions, and Lord Vishnu makes those maintenance. And these three are the three Purusha avatars. The three Purusha avatars, they maintain this whole cosmos because of their mercy. And Krishna's mercy is flowing everywhere. We just need to grab it, isn't it? So, and how to grab this mercy is by taking shelter of the acharyas. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna that tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So these great souls, great personalities, they have seen the truth. They are the seer of truth. And when you approach them, when you submissively serve them, that's Prabhupada uses the word submissively. If we start serving submissively to the acharyas, to the Guru Parampara, then everything gets revealed. And then we inquire. So inquiring is latter part. First is to serve, humbly serve, submissively serve. And then whatever we get the instructions, we take it on our head and then follow it. Like Rupa Goswami in Chapter Devotion, he talks about 64 limbs initially in chapter, I think 6 or 7. And then there primarily he talks about 5 things importantly. He says, taking shelter of his spiritual master, following his instructions, taking initiation, serving him. So this all could have given in one line, but explicitly mentioned 5 times. Take shelter of spiritual master, follow his instructions, serve him, inquire from him, isn't it? And eventually, all came up into more condensed. So from 64 limbs, it came to 5 limbs, Panchanga, Bhakti, Panchanga, worshipping Srimad Bhagavatam, going to Holy Dham, taking shelter of holy name, right, chanting the holy name, and then duty worship, and going to pilgrimage. These are the 5 potent limbs of bhakti. And onto those condensed, what happens? Our Shastra says, Taramadre Harinam Sankirtan, isn't it? So it says, Niraprada Nama Lele Pai Premadhana. Taramadya Sarvaseshta Harinama Sankirtana. So even in these five potent limbs, Harinama Sankirtana, or chanting the holy name of the Lord, is the most potent. Like we say, in all the incarnations, Krishna is the fountainhead. Ete chamsa kalapamsa, Krishnastu Bhagavana Swayam. So all these expansion and planetary expansions are actually, there are Krishna's expansion, but fountainhead is who? Krishna. In a similar way, from these all different forms of bhakti, Navada bhakti, Panchanga bhakti, everything, the chanting of the holy name, that is the answer. Like Krishna, he is the potent one. And by that, actually by chanting holy name, we can perceive all other things as well. All others, 8 other processes are actually linked with chanting of the holy name. Because when we chant the holy name, what happens? Sravanam, we speak. Kirtanam, we hear. Right? Then by chanting holy name, we can Vishnu Smaranam. We can remember Krishna. Right? And when we chant more, we start serving the Lord. So hence chanting is the essence of everything. And that's why Prabhupada all the time, many were, I think whenever, most of the time, when Prabhupada writes Mahamantra in his purport, he always says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Sometimes we say, oh, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but most of the time Prabhupada writes the whole mantra, because Sri Sri Mayapur Sasi Ki. Right. So I was saying, Prabhupada writes the Mahamantra whole, not just saying Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but he says whole Mahamantra. Why? Because Prabhupada understands very well what the potency of Mahamantra. It might happen that when we go out for book distribution, it might happen once someone takes the books, they might not read a whole book. And it might happen that they open any of the purport and read it. And fortunately, if they're about to read the purport where Prabhupada quotes about the Mahamantra, then actually they can read whole mantra once at least. And by reading whole one mantra, they will get a Sukruti. And these are the Sukruti, means actually Sukruti, we in English we say it's a pious, results, but Sukruti is something more different. So Sukruti is more towards acquiring bhakti. When we have more Sukruti, or that tends us or leads us towards practicing devotional service. So when we perform any mundane activities or good activities, you can say, in a material plane, when we perform any good activity, like welfare to the society, we do very good, and out of that we acquire pious results, so that we enjoy in our future. So pious results to enjoy, sinful results to suffer. So, but the Sukruti, by association of the devotees, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, by taking shelter of the Lord, by looking at the lotus face, lotus feet of the Lord, what happens is our Shadrupa, the 6 unwanted desires, they get cleansed up. And by cleaning that, when the purity starts, we take shelter of the Lord. And we take shelter of the Lord through the holy name. Right? So that's why he says, Niraprada Nama Lele Paye Premadhana. So we are all hankering for Premadhana, isn't it? Our whole parampara is actually to achieve the goal of Premadhana. But how to achieve it? There's a process. It's not whimsically that, okay, you start thinking tomorrow, okay, I became gopi, and then you started doing like that. That's not the case. The case is by taking the holy name, shelter of the holy name, niraparada, without offenses, when we start chanting the holy name, gradually, gradually, the cleanses in the heart happens, and then we could actually perceive the Lord. We could see the Lord, and then the understanding of this, like being proud. Oh, I'm the only Brahma. How could there someone else? And then Krishna manifested unlimited Brahmas and Shivas in front of him, and only Chaturmukha Brahma, who was proud, he could see all others. Oh, this is 10 millions headed Brahma, and nodding his head, brum 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 on the lotus feet of the Lord, and they are making a musical sounds. What happening there? What happening here? The Lord Brahma was completely bewildered by seeing that, and that's how he's saying, "Oh, thank you for showing your opulence to me again and making me humble." Right? I mean, so perceiving Krishna's potency, perceiving Krishna's energy is quite difficult unless and until we have those understanding getting through in parampara. Like we see the examples of when Narad Muni was going to Vaikuntha, and once a Brahmana saw him and asked him, "Can you please ask the Lord then when I will be coming back?" And the same happened with one cobbler. He asked the same question to to Narada Muni. So when you see Lord, can you please ask him that when I will come back back to Godhead? Narada Muni went to Lord Vishnu and he asked that these are the questions. One Brahmana, cobbler, both asked the same question. So Lord says to Narada Muni that this Brahmana is going to take some more lives to come here, but cobbler, same lifetime. Narada Muni was stuck. How could? He is a Brahmana, he is doing his duty, every single day worshipping you, chanting mantra and everything. And there's a cobbler. How he could not understand this. Then Lord Vishnu says, "Don't worry, go and ask them this question, and then you will understand this answer." And then when Narada Muni came back again, and then the cobbler says, "Okay, sorry," the Brahmana says, "Okay, what did Vishnu told? And when I will be coming back?" What he says? He says yeah, but the point is, and what he was doing. He says that Lord actually, he was passing through a huge elephant on the eye of a needle. And Brahmana says, what it is? How can someone pass a huge elephant from the head or eye of a needle? That's not possible. And then Narada Muni understood very well. Right? He understood why Brahmana is going to take more time to come to Krishna, go back to Godhead. And the same, after meeting cobbler, he says that even cobblers asked question that, okay, what my Lord was doing. And the Narada Muni said this same pastime that, he was passing through an elephant from the head of a needle, and he started jumping. He said, wow. Narada Muni says, could you believe it? He says, yes. Why not? If Krishna's potency is there in a seed, by watering the seed, gigantic tree comes up, then why not Krishna could pass an elephant through the head of a needle? It's quite possible. And he can do, no one else can do. So what the point is, though he was a Brahmana, he doesn't have complete faith on Krishna. And on the other hand, the cobbler, the worshipping Lord, still he has complete faith on Krishna and Krishna's activity. So the point is that as in our mundane or limited intelligence, if we understand this point that we cannot understand Krishna completely, that's enough. Understanding that we cannot understand Krishna completely It doesn't mean that we give up reading books anymore. It doesn't mean that we give up practicing our devotional service. Because when we practice our devotional service more and more, we will come to the understanding that yes, it is impossible to understand Krishna's inconceivable potency. At the same time, we understand that yes, Krishna is the only one who can possess this. No one else can do it. Right? Sometimes the people, they say, how is possible that Krishna has so many queens? So what's the wrong if we have some more? But they try to portray Krishna in a different way. But imagine what Krishna has done. 7 years lifting Govardhan Hill and onto the weakest finger of this whole body, isn't it? Lifting and in the past time, what happened? We all know it. What happened? All the gopas, they were actually putting their stick on the mountain, in the hill, saying that okay, not just Krishna, let us help as well. And Krishna just moves his finger, brrr, all got away. Right? The point is, Krishna is that powerful. The opulences, we got 6 opulences of Krishna, and one of those is strength. And no one can surpass Krishna in the strength. Even the whole 6 opulences, the strength, the beauty, the renunciation, the fame, what's the next one? The wealth. No one can surpass Krishna. And Krishna has all these opulences in complete full at all time. Right? And Prabhupada gives example, even this material world, from these 6 opulences, if anyone has any tiny bit of this, he becomes famous. And just imagine Krishna having all these opulences in full and all the time. I could remember one past time actually when I saw about beauty. So once, I think you must have heard this as well. Once Prabhupada was traveling, and he entered a plane, and there came a beautiful air hostages. And then Prabhupada pointed to his brahmachari. He says, see how beautiful she is. And the brahmachari was shocked. He says, what shall I say now? Yes or no? I can't say no because Prabhupada is saying, and she's beautiful, yeah. And I can't say yes because I'm brahmachari. I'm not supposed to look at the woman. And then after a few moments, Prabhupada says, just imagine, if she is so beautiful, how beautiful is Krishna? Right. So what Prabhupada is actually saying is the beauty of Krishna. And Krishna, he's saying that how Krishna beautiful he is. So we need to perceive, or we can't perceive the Krishna's potency, Krishna's opulences, only through devotional service, taking shelter of the Lord, chanting the holy name, whenever time permits, if we have possibility, going to Dhamma. And going Dhamma, it doesn't mean that you go Dhamma and just stay back there, right? Go Dhamma to get the energy, come back again to your own place and start preaching. My Guru Maharaj used to say that at least once a week, a grahastha should come to temple, get energy from the temple, and then the rest of the week he can work for that. So getting energy is taking shelter of the Lord, serving them, and then we get the energy by serving the Lord. So that's why if it, even he used to say that, if there is a temple nearby, you don't have to have your own deities at home. It's best to come to temple, worship there. So don't spend time at home. Deities are there, the temple, go and worship there. Not a problem at all. You can have a small altar, the picture at the home, so that you don't have to spend much time at home. And whenever you have time, come temple and serve there. And he says, if you are staying far, still try to reach temple at least once a week. And very importantly, Maharaj, says, very important, he says that when you come to temple, think or come as a host. You are not the guest, you are the host. It means what? When you are in temple, you are the host. It means what a host does. He serves everyone. So you are here to serve everyone, not get served, right? Very importantly. Okay, any quick questions, comments? Yes, Prabhu.
I just wondered, you said there was 5 things which were the most important, and that was taking shelter of the spiritual master, serving and following his instructions. And then you said there's 5 other things which are the Bhagavatam, residing in a holy place, chant the holy name, worshiping the deity, associate with devotees. So and the essence of that is chanting the holy name. So is the essence of approaching a spiritual master that you chant the holy name purely? Basically, that's
Yes.
it all culminates in that one thing.
Yes. Yeah. Because what happens in our parampara, we get Nam Diksha, isn't it? What the Nam Diksha is, the Nam Diksha is again the essence of everything, because taking shelter of the holy name. And that's why one of the very important limbs in our process is taking shelter of a spiritual master and getting the Nama Diksha, getting initiated by him. So initiation is not the end, it's not the prayojan. Initiation actually is the avidya. We start relationship, isn't it? Before taking initiation also we chant the holy name, but after taking initiation, the intensity should be more. Activities in, I think I was hearing in one of the class, it says, before initiation and after initiation, what changes? Our activity never changes. Our activity remains the same. Chanting the holy name, reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, association of the devotees, serving the deities, this all there. But the intensities become more high, more after getting initiation. So that is should be the more, to get more intensely associate with all of those services. Does that make sense, Prabhu? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for a very interesting class, Prabhu. I just want to ask, you're mentioning about the pastime with Brahma. So how could it be, like I've heard that Brahma has a body of pure intelligence, and the Brahma is obviously, very powerful, he can create. We have a pastime that happened beforehand when he steals the cowherd boys. And, when he realizes his mistake, that Krishna's expanded himself to all these cowherd boys and calves that have been confiscated, and for 2 weeks or however long it was, he's been, carrying on. So Brahma goes and he pays his obeisances to the Lord then, and he's washing his feet with his tears because he's realized his mistake and how opulent the Lord is. How can he make this mistake again? When he's going to visit the Lord and he's still puffed up this way?
Yeah, I mean, see, 2 things to understand from these pastimes. Even not just once, there are so many other instances as well where Brahma had done something mistakes, and it's being again corrected by Lord. So 2 things very important to understand is, first of all, is that when a devotee makes a mistakes, Krishna doesn't reject them. He guides him towards correction. Right? When the demon does it, he get punished. Just take the example of Indra. Indra has done so many mistakes, but still Krishna said, okay, no problem. Still you are my devotee, so I will still guide you over there. So Lord Brahma, I'm not very much sure about which pastimes happened earlier, which was later, like Lord Brahma taking the cowherd boys and Lord Brahma in Dwarika. Which pastime happened? If you see chronologically, Lord Brahma hiding all these cowherd boys would have been the previous one, because it happened in Dwarika. But it might differ in different kalpas as well. So I'm not very much sure which one was earlier. But the point is, in the past time of, when Lord Brahma took all the cowherd boys and the cows and calves, everything, that was a different pastime where Lord Brahma think, how could this child be with Krishna? But here he's meeting Brahma and he's thinking, oh, I'm the Lord, I'm the Brahma. How could there is one other Brahma is there, right? So context is different in both cases, and in both cases, Brahma was being humbled by Krishna. When Brahma, took all the calves and the cows and the cowherd boys for a moment. It was just a moment for him, actually, though it passed 1 year in Bhaumalila, but it was just a moment for Brahma. And he said like this, and then, oh, everyone is back here. How it's possible? And then he realized, actually, this is the one. And this pastime has another mood as well. Acharya explains that all the motherly gopis in Vrindavan, they love Krishna so much that they wished that, oh Krishna, I wanted to serve Krishna as my own child. And for the whole 1 year, all the motherly gopis, they served Krishna thinking it's their own child. I mean, because Krishna was expanded himself, and he was expanded into all the small gopas, and he was acting, behaving, talking like same like that. And but the mother thinks, oh, it's my son, but actually they are serving internally to Krishna himself, isn't it? Yes, all they get mad as well. Yeah. So these were the Krishna's pastimes, right? So it's again inconceivable to us to understand. But when we take shelter of our acharyas, when we read and understand from them, it becomes clearer. That's why Krishna always says that reading scriptures should be done in an association of the devotees. But if you try to read by your own self, there is a chance of speculation, there is a chance of misinterpretation. But when you read in the group of devotees, when you read connecting with the commentary of acharyas, then it becomes more clearer. Even our acharyas commentary sometimes they contradicts with each other. It's there. So many cases are there. But at the same time, we need to understand that how to reconcile both contradiction. That will come when we read through association of devotees. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult. We get bewildered. That's why association of devotees is being glorified, or always being said in the Bhagavatam across everywhere, that you should not give up association of the devotees, isn't it? Yes, Prabhu.
I was illusioned into thinking that he could steal Krishna and the cowherd boys. He wasn't thinking that Krishna was the Supreme Lord at that point.
Yeah.
But when he went to see him later on in Dwarka, then he'd, he had been reminded that Krishna was God, but he wasn't aware that he was not the only Brahma.
Yeah.
So just like we make different mistakes and we make progress, Krishna will reveal things to us bit by bit. So it's a bit like that, he's... And also you mentioned that it might have been a different kalpa. So the Bhagavatam also is not chronological. Yeah. It's not like it started on this day and each word after that, then it was like a day afterwards. Yeah. For example, there's 2 occasions of Lord Vraha boar incarnation. One is described as being like red, another one is blonde. And then there's 2 examples of Lord Nrsingadev, and that's only 2, because first we think there's 1, and then we learn of 2 and think, oh, there's 2, but there's unlimited. So, for example, one occasion when Lord Nrsingadev appeared, he killed Hiranyakashipu and then killed all his soldiers, and then the other one he killed all his soldiers first, and then culminated in the big battle with Hiranyakashipu at the end. Yeah. So, the Lord doesn't, it's not like a script that he's bound to read. Yeah. But so the Lord works always trying to elevate his devotee. And when we think he's puffed up, then it's not maybe puffed up like we were. Because obviously to be holding such a position as Brahma and head of the Sampradaya, then we have to be careful not to place him in the category of some idiotic demigod who's just got material desires and he's puffed up. He's the head of our Sampradaya, so what does that say about us?
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
When this Shiva Ramash was just saying recently that there could be a contradiction, but it would only seem like that because one series of instructions is for like very basic understanding, but then when it becomes a more confidential, intimate understanding, then it's a different kind of perspective, so therefore it would seem like that. So like you say, in the association of the devotees, then you'd be able to resolve all them different
conflicts.
Yeah, because some devotees would be more advanced, so they'd have a deeper understanding of that than superficial.
Yeah, absolutely true. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's very important to read within association of the devotees, and it's always advised to have association uh, who have more taste. Like, if you want to read more, then try to find out devotees who have more taste in reading the books. If you want to get more taste in holy name, try to associate with the one who has more taste of chanting holy name. If you want to go for book distribution, try to have association with the devotees who have more uh, good book distributions strategies, that will helps our nourishing. I mean, it helps in the metal world as well, the same way, right? If you want to become an engineer, you have to associate with the people who are in engineering stage. If you want to become a doctor, you need to associate with the people who are more inclined towards medical science. So that's it works in metal world, and same goes to spiritual world. But actually it is other way around. It happens on spiritual world, that's why it's related to is a perverted reflection in the material world too, right? So that it is. We'll stop here. श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।